Hey, it's Kevin. Welcome back to the Road Warrior video blog. A lot of what I do for a living involves, well, marketing, social media, helping people who want to be famous become better at being famous, become more famous, helping market them and what they're doing, whether it's music business people, whether it's businesses, whether it's just whatever it happens to be. And so I spend a lot of time on social media. Not a lot of time for me. I spend a lot of time more observing and reading and watching than I do posting my own stuff. I'm much like anybody. I'm a kind of private person, so I go through moods where I'm just not in the mood to post something. So I post semi-regularly, but still frequent enough that people don't unfollow me and think I'm gone, but yet I'm not overly social, if you know what I mean. And the one thing I've noticed in all that is this time of year, you see a lot of people posting pictures, whether they're hiking or camping or on boats or at beaches or taking vacations or whatever it is, and I'm kind of envious. Now, I realize social media isn't real. We tend to amp up what we're doing and make it look more fun than what it really is. We're trying to, impress people with who we are and what we're doing. But at the same time, I'm envious of people who can take 8 hours away and go to the beach. 8 hours away, go to the lake. I'll be honest with you, it's hard enough to find time in my schedule to do these every week, and it doesn't take that much time. All total for each episode, probably around a half an hour's time is put in. From the 3-4 minutes I'm on the camera to the editing, the posting, to the getting everything set up for the car and the whole bit. So, it's not that much, but my days are just so crammed. And I think part of that is because I work for myself for a living. So if a client calls and you got stuff you got to do it. I had a couple of weeks ago, we had the big CMA Music Festival, so I had events I had to be a part of. I had an artist who I had to get their website done, and then some of my folks that I work with that I can't talk about due to privacy disclosure and things like that, threw some work at me. And again, if you don't work, you don't get paid. So I tend to work too much, and I realize that, and that's my own fault. It's the myth they tell you when you work for yourself, you can take all the time in the world you want. You can take some time, but not all the time, and I think that's the frustrating part. I do get envious. I remember back in my younger days, where we'd go to the lake or the river or the ocean or the beach or whatever it was. I lived near all of them, and just go spend a day in the water and go goof around and play around. And I just don't have that in my life anymore. And I know part of that's a product of being how old I am. You just don't play around like when you get to be an adult as much, or maybe some people do. I'm just not that fortunate. I don't regret it. Envious, I guess, is probably the best terminology for it. I was able to do that when I was in radio because you could go do things and call them work. I would go out to see artists in Austin, Texas, or in Las Vegas, or in Tampa, or wherever it was, and that was wink, wink, work. You spent more time watching shows, hanging out in bars, drinking, partying, and who knows what sightseeing and touristing stuff. Yeah, that was all, of course, before social media, so I couldn't rub people's noses in it or anything like that. And not that I probably would have. I've always been kind of private about that kind of stuff. I didn't like to let people know all the things I was doing that were cool, because I didn't want them to go, oh, here he is boasting again. Oh, look at how cool his life is. But now that I don't have that, now that, I work behind the scenes, so I don't get to enjoy that kind of stuff. I'm kind of doing the work, so other people are enjoying that. I'm a little envious of those people who can find the time. And I think that's the big key. There just aren't enough hours in the day. I hope you found some hours today. Thank you for finding the almost 4 minutes for this. Back next week with another Road Warrior video blog. KevinMason.us. That is our home on the interwebs, where you can find all 200 plus episodes of the Road Warrior. We got to be coming up on 300 episodes sometime soon. I think we've still got a year or two to go from that. Also, you can find us. We throw them up on Facebook every week. We also throw them up on YouTube. Again, I don't care if you subscribe to YouTube. I don't care if you find them on my The Kevin Mason Facebook page or come by to the website. Again, find a place to bookmark me. Just make sure you come back each and every week. Throw them up on Sunday afternoons. So make sure you've got the Road Warrior scheduled for your weekend wrap-up or sometime during the week when you got 5 minutes. See you next week. Thanks. Hope you find the time.